Okay, all, hello and welcome to this live session of Tuesday. We're going to be creating some products together, so thank you all for joining. So we're ready to get started. Okay, well, let's start this live session with the basics. What is Customily? Well, most of you installed the app quite recently and are either getting started with your store from scratch or beginning the process of selling personalizable products on an existing store. For both cases, we have the perfect tools to get started. So, Customity is an app that installs in your store and provides you with live previews of products, along with options that your customers can interact with, changing the live preview with every interaction. So, for example, from text typing to clip art selection, background, or image, even image upload, your preview will change live and give you a realistic example of how your customization will look on the product. In this case, we have this example in which we can actually type in your name, and the system will add the rest uh, of the message. In this case, is the apostrophe S kitchen. This is just an example that you can use Customity. This is an apron that actually has multiple colors as variants. So, for example, if you were to change this, you will see that the design will change according to the color. Same goes with black or with red. This live preview is done in Customity and giving you a realistic example of how it's going to look. But not only that, Customity will grab this information, this customization that you put in the different options that you can provide, and will create a ready to print file. So whenever someone purchases this product, they will get the preview, and you, as a merchant, will get the print file ready to go with the exact information that your customers created. So, for example, if we were to check another example, in this case, let's call this, for example, like that, or maybe like that. You see, the live preview will always change, but think about how you used to take information to customize a product. You would offer a customized product in your store. You will have to add a lot of images so you could give the customers the choice. Maybe the choice will have different names, codes, or or other references, and you will have to type in on the notes of your order of your purchase every single element of your customization. Then you will go into a back and forth emails with proofs and concepts until you finally land on what you want. And then the merchant has to produce the print file and get it to fulfillment. Now, all those steps have been simplified and condensed into one single app that is Customity. Now, your customers have the power to customize whatever they want on the product you offer them. You have full control of the available designs, the limits of the characters and the text and the fonts available and the colors. You are in full control of that. And all that your customer has to do is input their desired information, get the live preview, and then no need to back and forth emails, no need to create the print file because Customity will do that for you. And we will see later that you can also automate the fulfillment. But the important thing is that this live preview and these options are created in Customity. This set of options is called the option set and is created by the system based on what you set up in your preview. In this case, this preview is loading a template. The template is the main file of Customity. So if you create a template from scratch, you can create the options automatically from that template and then connect both things to any existing product in your store. It's as simple as that. Okay, but let's say you don't have any products yet and you want to start populating your store with products. So let me go back to my presentation and tell you a bit more about Customily 2.0. This is our latest update for Etsy and Shopify stores and allows you to create and publish personalized products easier, faster, and better than before. So those starting your stores from scratch with no products yet will have more interest in this section because now you can choose a product directly from a print-on-demand supplier, add a design to it, and get it published in your store all from the Customily app. So you no longer need to create a product on your print-on-demand provider system, replicate that on your store, and then apply templates and options. You do the other way around and create the product from Customily. Now, with the print-on-demand services that have an API connection, all the fulfillment has been automated. So this means that once you receive a purchase, all the order details and the ready-to-print file will be sent to the corresponding POD provider automatically for fulfillment and shipping. And another interesting feature for Etsy and Shopify users is the free access to Customily Design Library. This means that you can now find ready-to-use and sell designs, or you can grab this exclusive clip art collection to create your own art, for example. So you'll see that Customily also provides you with a powerful design studio so you can put together your ideas. And if you need something to get started, we have a lot of designs like the example the girl is wearing on this photo. So we can say that if you're starting from scratch, there are 4 ways you can explore Customily 2.0. This is very important because these are initial questions that you should ask yourself when getting started with your store and using Customily. Asking yourself, will you be working with print-on-demand products? Will you have your own designs, or you will our designs? Will you be fulfilling on your own so you have your own information? All those items will take you to different paths inside Customily, and you'll be able to use the app the way it suits you better, because it's a big app with a lot of possibilities, but you need to know what are you looking for when you jump into Customily. What do you want to customize? How do you want to sell it? What kind of products you want to use? What kind of designs you want to offer? So, for example, to use Customily 2.0, you can work with a print-on-demand provider who has its own product catalog and add a design from Customily's library to it. This is the fastest path and the one that allows you to have published products ready to sell in minutes. You can work with a print-on-demand provider, but choose to add your own designs to the products. In this case, you will have to populate your design library before being able to publish products in your store. Now, on the other hand, if you have your own products and you're not interested in working with a print-on-demand provider, the way to go is to start by populating your product-based library first. After you have your own product mockups, the way to go is to connect to any of Customily designs, or of course, you can use your own designs on your own products. Now, this is the path that involves more time, but once you have all your product mockups and all your designs set up, you just do a mix and match game and you're ready to create products really fast. Okay, so these are the possible ways we can use Customily. We have covered many of these, actually all possible scenarios in previous live sessions. Today we're going to play around with the examples I showed together using our 1.0 and 2.0 tools in Customily. Here. Let's start from the beginning. Imagine I'm a store owner. I want to start selling personalized products, and I just installed Customily to try it out. Here we are in the main menu of Customily. And you can see at the left bar that we have 7 sections. The first 3 sections are shortcuts to the 2.0 tools. we always begin at the start section, in which we can simply come here and create a new product. We will also have a previous look to our designs and to our product bases in case we are not working with print-on-demand providers, and we have our own ideas for our own artworks. You can also access these two areas in here by going to My Designs or My Product Bases. Now, the other next three sections are the core of Customily. So you can explore, manage, and create your templates. Remember, a template is what loads here as the preview. It will be the combination of information, the product-based information plus the design. You will have templates for each product and you can manage them here. Also, you can upload and organize your assets in libraries, color libraries, fonts, vectors, and images. And you can see all your connected products in the store section, and as well as change many settings that will help you customize the front-end experience of your customers. So every time you have a product created or connected, you manage everything over the store section. Now, in the order section, you will start to see that Customily will start to list all products and all orders that are purchased using our personalization. So you have a better tracking of what has been sold using Customily in your stores. Okay, so we're going to create these two products together. Okay, and as you can see on the apron, we actually took the information uh, of this product from Printful, print-on-demand Printful, and the cutting board it's actually something that it's from our product basis, meaning that we have, let's say, a full stock of this cutting board, and we have decided to customize part of the board. Perhaps we received the board with the drawings already customized, and we are able to type in some text, or maybe we are going to be using the entire board empty and do our own personalization. So by having a product base, we can later play around with different designs and have them listed here for later combine them and start creating listings in our store. Okay, let's start off in this section, in the start section. Like I said, when you want to create a new product and you click, you first need to select which product you want to create. And then you want to select which design you want to put in that product. Of course, you have your own product bases, but then you have a lot of print-on-demand providers, and you can pick any of them just to see their catalog and check out which products you want to sell. Some print-on-demand providers will need you to have accounts like Printful and Printify. Others will allow you to create products, but having an account with them and having an API key with them is very important, because these print-on-demand providers that indicate automatic fulfillment will need you to register an API key in Customily. When you do that, you create a full integration, and so whoever purchases a product that you created in Printful or in Shinon, it will send automatically that print file to Printful, and you don't have to do anything manual about the process. So imagine when you escalate sales and you want to save time and stop from managing and processing orders one by one. So let me show you how you can connect the API. For that, you actually need to go to settings all the way here. In the settings area, you're going to be going to the integrations tab. And you see right now here, I have Printful and Printify integration already. But if I were to add another one, for example, I can click on the drop-down menu and select Custom Cut. Then I click on Enable Integration, and Custom Cut will show on my list here, ready for me to input the API key. Now, where can I find that API key? If you click on this link here, it will take you to our Help Center, And in our help center, you're able to browse through the different API keys and the different print on demand and to see where you can find. In this case, if I check out Shinon, Gelato, and Custom Cut, here I can follow these very simple and clear instructions, retrieve my API key, copy that, of course, and paste it here in the text field. Once I paste that, the key will be validated, and all I have to do is click on Save Settings. Then I will be fully integrated with that print-on-demand provider. Okay, let's go back to Start, and let's talk about our products. Okay, let's start creating products. To begin with, I mentioned you that this apron was created using a product base from Printful. So I could come here, click on Create New Product, go to Printful, and I get to see the Printful catalog. We have integrated a great deal of products that even Printful has presented to be the bestsellers and to be moving a lot. And if by any chance you wish to use a particular product that you will find on any print-on-demand website, all you have to do is request that to our support team, and we'll see if we can integrate that and let you know immediately. But you see, we keep adding products constantly, very variated. And if I were to find our apron, you mentioned that apron. You see, actually, we get to select the number of variants we want to use. In this case, I want to say black, navy, red, and robe. And it's very important that I pay attention to the colors available and the colors I want to sell, because if I'm later going to print something on this fabric, I need to make sure that it's going to be seen. For example, if I were to print something black over the black color, it's not going to look really nice. The same with the navy. Now, in the case of red and robe, it's going to look nice, but I will need to print in white for these particular two variants. So if you think about that from the beginning, it will save you a lot of time, and I'm going to show you a nice trick so we can eventually do something like this. Whenever you click on the black color, the text will change colors automatically. And that's something you can do using Customily. You can do it later if you realize that after the product has been created, or you can do it from the beginning. In this case, I'm going to create this. I'm going to use this apron in one size and 4 variant in colors, and click Next. The next step is to add my design, and I could come here and pick any of the 209 unique designs from Customily. And check out, because there's a lot of designs, there's a lot of categories, a lot of theme-related events, a lot of things that you can get inspired with, because once you create a product using these designs, you're still capable of pulling things out of this, changing the quote, changing the colors of the socks if you need, or changing the socks, or moving around the dogs. You are free to use these assets or to create again characters into your own designs. Okay, putting the hairstyles and the clothing and the skin color and the eyes, everything. Once you create one design, that information will be yours to use and get inspired to create new stuff. But if you were to create something using these designs, all you have to do is click on one of them and let Customily do the work. But we're not going to create using a Customily design. We're going to pick for one of our designs. Now, imagine my design library is empty, and in that case, I will need to go back to my Start menu and create a new design. Once you click on Create a New Design, you're taken to our Design Studio. And here you can start playing around with the available options to customize. I'm going to start by putting something here, live. By default, you're going to start off with a big square as your canvas. It's 1 by 1 meters, pretty big, but it's the idea that you can later, depending on the product you select, this is going to resize to fit the print area of any product. Our apron actually is a square print, so we can use this proportion. But in case you're going to be using products that are landscape proportion or portrait, you can always click here to resize and reshape this area. Okay, so what can we do with our design? I highly recommend that you come to Customity with a clear idea of what you want to do, because to be fair, some people work with Canvas and with Photoshop or other design tools, and they can come up with great graphics that you can just put in Customity as backgrounds, and the customizable part will be empty, so you can actually you can just add it in Customity. So mm, having those graphics ready to go, it will be faster for putting stuff inside Customity. But if you want to offer customizations, these are the tools you can use. For example, we can create text boxes, and these are basically text inputs. Your customers will be able to type something. Then you can start adding fonts and colors to this and managing the size of this. But basically, inputting text straight or curved is one of the most common tools in Custom. Then we have the placeholders. Placeholders for image and vector are those objects that allow your customers to upload their own files. So we use placeholders when we have products that involve like a photo collage or your own photo uploaded here, those kind of things, your own logo that's going to be engraved. Those things are done with placeholders. You can remember that because it has only one icon here. Then we have maps. We have street maps and star maps. These are great features that allow customers to input coordinate location and show that on the map, manage the zoom, everything, change the styles of those maps, and come up with great canvas ideas. For example, we have seen and we have done a lot of live sessions based on this, so it looks really amazing. And the same with the star maps. Now, the dynamic elements, image or vector, you see that unlike the placeholders, they have 4 different icons. Why is that? Because these dynamic elements are meant for you to upload your own art. If you have your own backgrounds, if you have your own clip arts with different hairstyles, if you actually bought something from Etsy or any other marketplace that sells batches of clip arts, you can upload them to Customity and use dynamic images to put them together. For example, the reason why we see 4 icons here is because a dynamic image can actually hold many files. You see right now, the first option will be, I don't know, the green sweater. The second will be the brown sweater, the red, the blue, and so on, so on. So you can upload as many images as you want, and those images will become choices to your customers. Now, if you upload one image, then there will be no choice, but basically it's a background or a graphic. So for example, we're going to create our apron, so I can upload my graphic. In this case is this hat, and it will show here. There are alignment tools that you can play with, so you can center this perfectly. And if you open the transform tab, you'll be able to input the exact sizes instead of just dragging this, for example, which you can do. But if you come here and you type, and then you center on the middle and align to the top, that's your new element. And we can come to the layers here and see this element here. We're going to double click and change this to hat clipboard. Then we're going to drag it down because we wanted the text to show first, but the text will not be right here. It's going to be down at this place. And again, we could actually come and set our, for example, the width actually is the same. So we type in exactly as the hat says, but probably going to have a height that is going to be smaller, like that, or too big actually, yeah. And then we can center this and align to the bottom like that. So there are a lot of common tools to see how to organize your elements, and this text one can actually be renamed to something like type your name, for example. Then this area here, type to try the text, is where you are going to be typing in whatever you want to preview. Think about the most complex message or name your customers have asked you, how difficult that was to resize and to adjust to the design, and then put it here to just preview how it's going to look in the worst case scenario. Once you have something typed in, and you can always keep typing and typing without any problem, you can start playing around with different sections here, starting with the character. Character is where you're going to select the font or many fonts. Remember that if you have more than one font, for Customily, that's an option. So it will allow you to, will give the customers the choice to change the font. If you don't have any fonts in your database, sometimes this dropdown is empty. You can upload your fonts here from your computer. In this case, we have salt and pepper. Yeah, so we're going to upload those, and they will show up here in our database. In this case, salt and pepper. Here you are. I can delete that if you want, or you can select. When you select that, the first option is set to font selection, and you see the font has changed, but it's pretty small. Why? Because we have a very big area, a big box, and we have a current maximum size. This is the current size, and it's exactly what the maximum size is. So what if I start extending this? You see, if I go and increase my maximum size, I will make this text go bigger and bigger. Right? In fact, I think we can still go a bit up like that. I don't know, maybe it's going to stop at, you see, it stopped at 368, so 370, that's fine. Even if we put 500, it's still going to stop there. Why? Because the box is that size, that's big. If you were to put this bigger, then it's going to try to fit your maximum size always. What about the minimum size? If I were to keep typing, eventually I will reach the end of the box, and then it's going to start to shrink and shrink and shrink and go so small that it's going to be as small as the minimum size. In this case, if I click on the eye, I will see this is the minimum size. Obviously, you cannot print on this. It's too small. So we will not allow our customers to keep typing until they go this small. We're going to set the minimum size to something that will limit the number of characters like this. Right, so now you have a minimum size and a maximum size. The maximum size will be whatever you can fit on the box, and the minimum will be how small things will get until it stops adding characters to the box. For that, yeah, there you go. So that's my limit, for example. Another thing we can play with, colors. If we open the colors, it's pretty much the same. You can always pick an option, pick a color, then go to the second option, change the color for the second option. There's always, you can manually set up those choices. Of course, you can always set libraries and connect everything to libraries, which is going to be a great time saver. And in this case, we're going to do some something interesting. If you recall, and what I can do is I can open another Customily tab. It's very handy when it comes to Customily to be able to be running stuff in parallel. I'm going to look for my apron, and I remember that I had 4 colors for my apron, meaning that I will have images for that apron. So let me go find that. By default, this order actually is the one that is respected when you're using images, because at the end of the day, when you click on the black variant, it's going to show you an image of a black apron. Same goes with the navy, the red, and the rope. These are images. And if I'm able to pull images here in 1, 2, 3, 4, remember it will be like a dynamic image, exactly what we did with this hat, right? In the first option will be the black, then the navy, then on number 3 the red, number 4 will be the rope. So if we follow that logic, when we see these variants, we could actually predict how the text should look on each color. So for example, if I go to here, I will say, okay, for my first option, my first position of text will definitely be black. So we want the text to be actually white. Then if we go to the second option, it's going to be the same. We're probably going to have this look white, and the other 2 will be black. So in position 2, we can set this also to white. It's going to save in option 2. Option 3 will set this to black, and option 4 again. So with that simple operation, we have placed inside this text element 4 colors, and those colors will be aligned to the different product images. So when later we want to connect those things to have them work together, the job is done, because now we have 4 colors in something to do with this design. So I'm going to click sign, and not only Customily will save this design for later, but it's also going to put together the options. Remember that I told you that the options are created by default by Customily. Right now we are here in the My Design area. I just went to the last page of my designs, and here I can see this live session chef hat. I can edit again if I want, clone it of course and delete, or edit the options. When I edit the options, I see, well, pretty much this. What is this? Let me preview by clicking here. This is basically what you can do with your product. Basically, you can type in your name, okay, and you can change the color. We actually don't want to see this, because we don't want people actually buying a black apron and putting black as the print. So actually, when you click on the pencil here, there's something that we can do that is to hide this, yeah, like that. So we don't want to see that. We just need to know that the text has color. And one thing that I didn't show you is we may want our customers to actually type anything they want, right? They could type I am the best chef or whatever that, but maybe we want to set a specific design to a specific product, to a specific target audience and occasion. And in that case, we may come up with a specific message. In this case, the message is the '(s) kitchen. So how do we do that trick? We can go back to our design. Don't worry, we haven't created any product yet. We are still on the design, and on the text field, we need to, of course, check out this on color number 3, because that's black. We never talk about the advanced tab here. The advanced tab establishes a prefix and a suffix that you can add to whatever text it's input. So if we were to add '(s) kitchen, like that, oops, I need to put apostrophe. Yeah. And whatever I type here will be added to this suffix. In fact, we could actually type in a prefix, and all your customers have to do is type in their name without having to type the rest. This is up to you to play with, but I wanted to add that as something extra, this suffix. So now whenever they type something, it will show suffix. If we want to actually indicate that it's going to be adding this, so you don't have to buy that, sorry, you don't have to type in, let's click done and save again. We can go back to the options and do an extra tweaking. How do we do that? We go to the last page, we open the options. You see, you can customize this many ways. So, for example, let's go to type your name, and type your name is the name, and there's no initial value. Maybe we can type in here, Hunter. Yeah, placeholder basically is a suggestion. You see, it's like a gray suggestion, and there's a way to put a help text below that says. The suffix wait will be added automatically. Yeah, something like that. Meaning that whenever you type, you know how to type your kitchen. This suffix kitchen will be added automatically. And maybe we can actually make sure we're talking about the same. Yeah, perfect. It's a slight detail, but you see, you can always customize that. Now that we have our design, we can return to our product and we're ready to go. And when you click next, you go to pick your designs, and on the last page, you will find your design. So now I'm going to click here and sit back for a bit. Basically, what Customily is doing right now is creating the product in your store. So it's creating a new listing, it's putting together the image from Printful, it's bringing the information about the print area, the apron colors, and all the mockups, and putting the design on top of that. So you will have a brand new product with a brand new template. Why? Because the template is what's going to load on the front end. In that template, you will see the print file and the preview file working together. So whenever you see something on the front end and you purchase, you also get the print file. Once it's finished, you see on the final revision, you will load the template. This spinning is the template loading for the first time. And here we have the options we created. We are going to type the name, and it's going to show white. Why? Basically because we have these options. Now, an interesting detail is whenever I pick red, it's going to stay white. Why? Because we have not done the switch yet. We're going to do that right now. But yeah, this we can preview this, and this is my new apron. Has my name and it clarifies here. So let's go with navy and save this to be the new product image. When you click here, you're actually saving this to be the new listing photo of this brand new product, because otherwise by default it's going to have an empty product. And again, the same goes with the name. You can actually click on the edit product details and change the name. So I'm going to say my kitchen apron. We have the variants here with the prices and everything. You can change this to save you time from going to Shopify or to Etsy, but in the end, you can always go to those platforms to finish off your product, to assign the sales channels and the categories and the tags and everything. So everything is looking beautiful. I'm going to publish this like that. And this is your product live right now. Has this preview, but actually I can type anything that I want, change the preview, and we're going to make sure it changes the color of the text. So how do we do that? Let me show you what happened on the back end of Customily. Actually, in my case, because I created this product on my Shopify account, you will see that in the product section, I actually have now, if I were to refresh this, I will have a new product that has been created called the My Kitchen Apron. There you go. Also, in Customily, if I go to the templates area, remember here you can manage all your templates, you will see that even though you can create new templates, you can also see what Customily has created for you. You can go to the last modified and see that I have this apron here, the last one created. And I can edit this if I actually want to. I get to see that we have the same design, but the print area is actually 25 by 25 centimeters. And if I go to the next section, I will see the preview. If I want this preview to actually be bigger, I could just grab this and go like that. And I want this to show bigger as this. Why? Because I want. So you see, I can change the preview and the print will still be unaffected. And whenever I type something, let's go to color options. It's going to print white. That's why I'm showing. Yeah, you see, whenever I change something on the preview, it's also changing on the print. And that's the concept behind the template. The fact that Customily can process things twice. Once you save this template, you can go and update your product. But one important thing, you can go to the store section. Remember, the store section is this building here, where you can manage what you have created. Just 1 second while it's saving. And it's going to ask you to go straight to Shopify. In my case, could be also the backend for Etsy. So let's find this apron. And if you see a lot of things, it's because it didn't sync already, because there have been many changes on the store. But if you click on sync products, it will clean up to whatever only is working. In this case, My Kitchen is the one we are using. Check out this. This is the product, right? This is the name we put there. This is the template loading. And this is the options that are loading. Not only that, but actually, if we click on the product variants, you will see that actually we can see the variants of the product, and Customily has already built this. When you see black, navy, red, and rope, it's actually changing an image. It's targeting an image on the template, the one that we expanded and saw different aprons, and saying, okay, whenever I want the black is the first position, then the second, and 3 and 4. We would like to add a new function, which is to change the text color. Remember that the text is item number 2, but just in case, we can click here, open, this is the options. We can open that on a different tag and open this. This is the color of the type your name. And you see actually the text is number 1. So yeah, if I were to put this, I will make a mistake and it will not work. But now that we have the target correctly, we want to change the color of this item, number 1. We will use the first color, which was white, the second, then the third, and then the fourth. Meaning that if I had 2 white elements, it will show first on these 2 colors, and then the blacks will show on red and rope. With that adjustment, and we save at the end, that slight addition of another function has made this actually look differently. So now I can type in my name, for example, and I will see this bigger because that's why I set up. And you see the red is actually typing black. The same with the rope, and navy will be white. By that adjustment on the variants, we were able to modify the text of the element without any complication. So even if you start off with a Printful or POD product and design, you can always go into Customily and make whatever changes you feel is going to be better for your product. So now we're going to create the other one, and don't panic, it's really fast. Now you're checking the time. We're going back to the beginning to start. How do we set up this? Remember, we wanted to create a product that is not on a print on demand, but actually on a product base. So we need to create a new product base. What do we know about our our cutting board? Our new live session board. What do we know about this board? We know that we have this product already stocked. It has the drawings of the cheese and stuff, and we want to input the name on a specific area. And we know the size of that specific print area. We are the owners of the product, and we know this by heart. In my case, we know that we're going to be printing on a 40 by 5 centimeter area on that particular product. So that's my print area. That's all I need to know in this particular case. I'm going to be putting whatever design I select later on this particular print area. And this board I'm going to be printing on a PDF format, CMYK, stuff like that. This is entirely up to your printer. Once you set up your print area, you go to the next step, and in here you can put your product images. What is a product image? This product image is not a fully customized product, but actually a clean version of your product without any customization. So you can present the design later when using Customily. So this is my product image. This is my print area, and I'm going to arrange this in a way that I want this to showcase. Like that. So whatever design I pick is going to present itself here in this particular area of the of the product. When I click next, I get to revision this. This is how I'm going to print. This is what I'm going to see, and this is what I'm going to print. There's no design because the design will be put later when we create the final listing. Right now, oh, there's no variants, so nothing here. Say product. Right now we have a base product, and this base product can have any design. Of course, we will try to have a design that will fit. So let's go to my designs. Right now I was there on product basis, and if I go to the last page, I will see this product base I create. Then I go to my design, and I'm going to create a new design. This was going to be the board name design. Of course, we start off with a square, but now we know there's a specific proportion for our particular design. So we're going to change that proportion from the resize area. So this is what we need to print. What are we going to be customizing? Well, basically a text element and text input. We can go to the transform area, so we can resize this like that. Okay. Then we're going to use the same font we used that, so we already uploaded that. It's the salt and pepper. And we could play around with the sizes. I don't know, maybe go up to when it's going to stop. It's going to stop at 115. There you go, here. So 115, finished. Like we said, minimum size is not feasible for printing. So let's stay with 100. Yeah, that's better. What else can we do about this design? Well, we have the charter, we have now the color. Color, we may need a specific color for printing or not. If not, I recommend you use the design with the final color of the wooden texture. In this case, I wrote that down, is not that I know that it's by heart. Of course, I don't like that. Yeah, and that's the wood. Yeah, we make sure it's working. That's the wood texture we want. That's the color, and we are ready to save this design. Very important. Always remember to change the label. So mm, type your family name. And in the advanced, we may want to also put this. Yeah, let's go with that suggestion. The yeah, perfect. So that's more like it. That's what's going to be added as a prefix and suffix. So we are going to save this design now and click done. We can go over to the last page and edit the options, but we're going to edit that after the product is created. So just so you can see, it's also possible. When we go to the start section, we can create a new product. Instead of going to the POD, we will go to product bases. We have in the board, we have the new live session board as one. There's no variants. If you have more than one photo of different wood types, that will be, you can upload them and they will become variants like Nogal, Oak, Ebony, and stuff. And then instead of going to Customily Designs, which you can if you want, will be really interesting to see. We're going to pick our designs and go down to the last one. Again, this is creating a brand new listing on my store. It's not doing any kind of API connection to any PLD because this is my product. So it will create the listing, create the template and the options, and make so it's live on the store and ready to be purchased. But the fulfillment, of course, will have to be done manual in-house because this is a my product base. And let's check the final review. We're going to type Smith's Kitchen. Clearly, the color is not the best, but there's a super trick that I'm going to show you right now. It's not possible in the first stage of creating a brand new product, but it's going to be because you have access to the template. It can be done later. Right now, we like this. We're going to save this to be the new product image. Everything has been perfectly added. In fact, we could actually add the same help text here in the edit options here. We can go with this and say placeholder again and help text the prefix will save. Just to clean up this, something will be added automatically. Excellent. Now let's publish this. Final trick of the day. How do we adjust this color? Yes, I can go to the template. Yes, I will go to the template here. But I'm not going to change the color itself. I'm going to place a texture. Let me go to the last one, because we have a feature for the preview part in which you can apply textures to text. Why? Because sometimes when you engrave on jewelry, you want a metallic example. When you embroider, you want an embroidery texture, something that will give more realism to the finished product without affecting, always without affecting the print file. So this is our print file. You see everything has been created exactly as we set up on our product base with the PDF RGB, with the 400 by 50 the design will be included, and all I can do, what I want to do is I come here, open the color tab, and there's a texture list here. When you see brush metal, embroideries, leather, metals, and wood. And now the wood provides a great realism. This is just for the looks, remember, but everybody likes that. And you can add it to your template without changing anything else about the rest of the product. Once you save this template, all you have to do is update this page and the changes will be applied. You don't have to reconnect anything, you don't have to create anything again. All will be quickly updated. So do we have some questions? So it would be great to answer them over the presentation. Great. Remember, we're going to upload the assets so you can replicate this. You will have the fonts, you will have the cutting boards, you will have the hat, everything, so you can see this working perfectly. See, now the texture is making this look a lot. So, well, I really hope you have things clear now on this particular set of products and these ideas, and basically how to use the best of Customily. Remember, we come to Customily with a lot of assets pre-made and stuff, but only because that's the way we recommend you approach Customily, with a clear idea. Learning the tools is really fast and easy by following the videos, but starting to work from no inspiration at all will be a bit hard, because we provide the great tools to assemble your products. But if you want specific backgrounds, you want colors and ideas and stuff, you need to bring them in to Customily. Have that is really, really fast and easy. But if you need help along the way, remember we have a great support team, and you'll be able to reach them out at support@customily.com. You can open a live chat in the app. Our live chat is open in business hours EST. And also, you may reach out to our Facebook community members. We have a lot of people that are sharing ideas, videos, tutorials, answering questions, asking questions. It's a great place. They're growing really fast, so I invite you to join them after this call. Okay, well, thank you all so much for joining today. We're going to see each other on Thursday with a great live session. We're going to be creating actually the same product twice. Sounds boring, but actually it's because we're going to do that by using the 2.0 tools and the 1.0 tools, so you get a real idea of the difference and how it's best to use in each case, depending on your stores. So see you next time and have a great day. Bye-bye.